Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Camppatton Family Compound, Rebel Canners, and Chef Tan for the Monday night Fireside chat. And tonight's topic is one I think you'll find interesting. Food storage and reheating containers. And boom, here we are. Okay. This one was precipitated by questions I had received on one of my unboxings, and a lot of things and a lot of jokes out there too. It's like you might be a redneck if you have a matching matching salad bowls and they all say Cool Whip on them. So
I can't believe it's not butter.
That too, or country crock.
Country crock
for the deep dish ones.
Yes.
Problem is, all of those give off something. Begins with a B. Yeah, and so it's it's my wife sent me something that was part of the questions on was a set from Pyrex called Snapware, which has a silicone ring on it. Yeah, it has the BPA free lid, but it has silicone. So the silicone's what giving it and wearing it all the time, not the plastic. But the container is glass, and we're going to be looking at a bunch of that here in a minute. But the reason is, looking for a healthier alternative for the crap that's out there. And I mentioned it 2 weeks ago about you
mentioned a lot of that. I remember sending you the link for the stuff my wife bought with the Pyrex with the lids. Yeah,
there's that too. But on the live stream, I mentioned about the recycled
the black plastic
that turns into black plastic, and they're making our kitchen cooking utensils out of it.
Yeah,
and it's like, whoa! It has the fire retardant in it, and what happens when you heat it up?
Goes into
your food. Fire retardant comes out into your food and stuff. So let's get on over to this and look at a couple things here. All right, so this these are different sizes. This is some of the snap lid stuff. I'm going to show a bunch other, but really nice. It's what Pyrex is now making all their stuff out of. And this is the set my wife sent me. 18-piece one with all sorts of things on it, and it's got some really, really, really nice size pieces in it. Some of the smaller ones.
We got one of my wife bought the big set, and I can literally a 12-pound turkey after I strip all the meat off it and that, even with the bones, as long as I break it, you can cram a 12-pound turkey in the big one we got. It's amazing.
So what we got here, let me get to the ones here. There's that one. There's this one.
And full disclosure, I grew up in a Cool Whip container family.
My grandmother went to Cool Whip, and after a while, she was wondering why no one was eating her pumpkin pies, and we said, because you don't have whipped cream. You got whipped oil. And she said, then she stopped buying Cool Whip. Okay. So they have all sorts of different sizes and packages of the Snapware ones, and I got some of these the big ones here, the 8-cup, and I got the 6-cup ones. To do stuff, and like the 8-cup ones, when I do my crock pot and I got roast, pot roast in it, I can just about fit an entire pot roast in one of these 8-cup things after it's all cooked. Because I cook it till it falls apart like pulled beef or barbecue stuff, and it just falls apart. Put it in there, pack it down, toss it in the freezer. But what I really like,
it goes in a fridge so we can eat it for a week.
Well, that's the second one I do, because when I do it, I do 2 or 3, one right after the other. And so there are a lot of things, and there's some of these. Then there are some knockoff ones here that are out there too. But trying to find the I got another one, but Rubbermaid makes some claiming BPA free. Now you notice some of these don't say BPA free. Some of these other ones. Yeah, some of these don't say BPA free on them, so you gotta make sure. But I got some things to show you here before I go to the next picture. So
I'm amazed that Tupperware is not losing their ever-loving mind and starting to advertise.
Oh, they are.
Everywhere.
They are. No, they're Tupperware's going out of business.
Yeah, because we still have Tupperware. I mean, my wife has some. She won't get rid of it, but she doesn't use it for anything really much anymore. And she would microwave in the Tupperware. The whole bottom of it was like all pitted and nasty. I'm like, where's the plastic going? Oh no, it's fine. It's fine now. Not so much.
Yeah. Okay, so this size here of the Snap ones, I bought a bunch extra of these. Part of the ones I bought an extra of this size, but this is what was in the set my wife sent me. But I bought 2 extra sets, one for here, one in California,
which is coming up to you shortly anyway. But yeah.
This is one of the other ones which is really neat. This is like when I open up a can of refried beans and I mix it and I add some salsa and stuff to it to make a burrito. The leftover goes in one of these.
My wife bought the there's ones with separators in them, like glass compartment.
Yeah, there's some on there. I see them, but they're not. I haven't seen any of those in Pyrex.
No. Yeah, she's got them in the Pyrex, and she takes those to work. Yeah. Like she'll put her meal in there with like 2 or 3 Rubbermaid separate. Yeah, and then
I've seen it.
She'll microwave it there.
Yeah, I've seen it in the Rubbermaid, and I've seen it in some of the other off brands, the copycats. But that's this one here. But one of the coolest ones is the round ones. And what's neat about this size round one, look what fits in there just perfectly.
Baloney.
Perfect.
And
baloney.
And the thing is, like the Oscar Mayer one has that. It comes with the hard case plastic, and you peel off, you pull them out.
Yeah,
the problem is you're paying twice as much for the pound of Oscar Mayer as I pay for this, and this has less unintelligible ingredients in it than Oscar Mayer does. And the grandsons, 3 of them, love this brand.
And that's supposedly, I think Thursday night you're going to be talking about the food coloring that is supposedly coming to an end like shortly.
Yay!
You didn't see that? Maybe.
Yeah, I've mentioned that a couple of weeks ago when I first got the email on it, but I haven't done a deep dive on it. I'm going to wait until it becomes official and the rubber stamp on it, and the first company gets fined.
Yeah, Fruit Loops all of a sudden start using natural colors. Ooh, imagine that. And
they
get
do
rid
in
of
Canada.
the corn syrup.
Oh, you're going to love this one. Like I said in the description, we're going to start off with this. We may go other places, but Starbucks.
Yeah, whatever.
Their pumpkin spice latte crap. Someone finally convinced someone at Starbucks to show them one of the containers that has the flavoring in it. Guess what? One of the ingredients in there was
red dye number 6.
Chlorine.
Ooh,
yeah. And they took a picture of it. It went all over the place. This early fall, Starbucks pulled it all from the shelves. Now that's just in America. Now in Canada and Britain and France, guess what they use?
Actual pumpkin or squash?
No. They use apricot juice to color it.
Oh, yeah. That would do it.
How does chlorine color anything?
reacts to some of the other chemicals in there and turns the color.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Welcome to America, land of the
Yeah.
poison.
Yeah. So let me get these off the desk here.
Only
so I don't
for a
knock
few
them
more
down.
days.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. Now, one of the other things here that goes by, I'm going to bring up some other recyclable stuff here that we've been using. Glass jars. Now, this is not one of my freezer jars. My freezer jars are packed somewhere away. I can't find them because they're totally straight. So the frost, you can just dump it right out and it's still a solid block, with it on the edge. But the freezer ball jars, which haven't been made in 30 years, are if you
And you froze.
at estate sales or yard sales or something like that, grab them. Don't get them at thrift stores, because thrift stores are marking them up more than a case of new jars costs.
Yeah. I don't freeze anything in my ball jars.
Yeah.
I have other methods, so like a chamber sealer with.
But if you have
BPA
the
plastic
old,
to freeze it.
yeah, if you have the old freezer jars that are tapered, those work pretty good. And some of the newer decorative jars, I'll look for it up here because I got them saved under canning in my wish list. They're narrow, skinny canning jars that are really tapered for jellies and stuff. They're also thicker than the current ones because they got all the decorative stuff in them and stuff, But what's neat I like about this is these lids are BPA free, and they come with a silicone gasket. So I just put it in there, and it fits right on the jar, and it seals it up. Now, some of the other stuff I'm doing, being a rebel, I'm recycling like the fudge, the caramel, the jars and stuff, and I will put smaller stuff in here, fill it up. It's got it's got a nice line around here. Oh, I just fill it up to that line so it has expansion room.
Yeah. And
then I'll freeze stuff. Generally, that stuff I'll freeze in here would be like gravy or some the leftover green beans and ham hocks and stuff to save when there's not enough to have one. And we get 2 or 3 of them. We pull them out, defrost them, dump them, and have another full serving. But some of these, especially if you listen to the jars when you click them, you can tell higher pitch, thinner, deeper pitch, thicker. And some of the thicker ones have worked pretty good. So far on the recycled jars, I've had 0, knock on wood, breaks so far. But I also don't fill them all the way up. I also, when I put it in there, I'll put it on the shelf. I'll just set the lid on it so I know it's not. So if it does push up too high, it'll push the lid off and not break.
See, certain things freeze at different rates and different consistencies. If you filled it with just water, it would probably break the jar.
Yeah,
but with
other
foods and that, which have other ingredients in there, it's more of a slush in the beginning, so it has room to expand before it goes solid, unlike water. Yeah.
And the thing is, if you put it in the refrigerator first and get everything cold and then stick it in the freezer.
Yeah.
This stuff. What's interesting about liquids, especially water, changes the molecular size between freezing and stuff and everything else. So yeah, anyways, the last thing I had to show, I almost forgot.
Science.
Yeah, I also use the salsa jars too. My
Corel.
Unfortunately, it won't quite fit on this. The plastic lids for number 10 cans.
Mm-hmm.
They're a hair too small for the size bowl and the smaller bowl, so they don't fit on it. So I got to use Glad wrap or Saran wrap on it. But
I I have some beeswax wraps I've made. I like those too. If it's not,
You
I
can get
can't
those
fit 'em.
silicone stretchy things that fit everything. I've
They
seen
look
them.
like
I've never
shower
bought them.
caps.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
look like a shower cap. You just stretch it over whatever
Yeah.
bowl
Yeah.
it is.
And if it's silicone, that's better.
Yeah.
However, they're finding out that if you heat silicone, like the silicone cookie sheet covers you put in the oven with it,
Mhm.
when it gets over 185 degrees, it starts doing stuff.
Oh,
But
goody.
yeah, so it's okay out of the freezer. I mean, out of the oven, but in the oven, it's not so good.
Here's an idea. Just use a stainless steel cooking rack and stop with the freaking
Yeah,
chemical laden, this is better because it cleans easier. Yeah, spray some cooking oil on your or whatever on your pan and make your cookies that way on a metal pan. Clean the pan.
yeah. Trying to find the other thing here. Oh, here we go. There. I think that's the last one I have on it. Yeah, they keep changing things on it. So, all right. So this is some of the ones I was talking about, where they're tapered and they got extra glass on them. Yeah, and this one, he says right on it down here, freezer safe.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So you still can find a lot of things, and this is a 22-ounce jar. So, but yeah, so you can find some of these ones that are tapered. There was another one I had that was tapered more, but they aren't currently carrying it because it's out of stock, and they took the picture down. So I can't share it.
So those would be
Those
a
are-
pint and a half, right, Mark?
Yeah, I was gonna say they're pint and a half, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Now, one of the other things, I'm going to go back up here. So I showed the snapware. I found something else out today, and I jumped on it, and I bought it. Gil jumped on it and bought it. Yeah. All right. This is I looked the company up first before this is COCCOT. And it's American made. They make wine glass, or they make crystal, lead-free crystal glasses, wine glasses and stuff, and containers. Everything's lead-free. Everything. Let me scroll down here so I can bring that magic one up here. Where is it? There it is. I don't know how you can read it, but that's high borosilicate glass, which is what Pyrex used to be made from, and some of the older early 70s and 60s canning jars used to be made from.
Mm-hmm.
This is stuff that's made to go in the oven. Yeah, it says oven safe to 1040 degrees.
Yeah, my oven better never be that hot.
Freezer safe to minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
I don't want my freezer that cold either.
But yeah, and so this set here, which I got, is on a special right now. And I will do you guys a favor. I'm going to take this link and I'm going to drop it. Oh, I forgot to say hi to everybody in the side chat. Dang it. I jumped right in. I was so excited about this, and I jumped right in on it.
It's a hot
All
topic.
right, so it's in the chat now. So really quickly here, I've Phelan Klein Wolf, Mother Earth, Garden Club, Walt Rogers, Geeky Gardens, Mad Chick, Becoming Dangerous, Shady Hill Homestead, Kaylin Strain, Suzanne Galley, Diana 2. I'm getting an echo from somebody. Angels Homestead, Little Lone Prepper, Moon Over Miami, Howie Food Forest Permaculture, Tiger 69 is on your side, Tammy, as it was Angels Homestead and Suzanne. Let's see here. All right, there we go. I think out of anybody else, Okay, I think I got everybody. Okay, so yeah, I got this. So let me tell you what this set here is and why I got this. Is cheaper, currently cheaper for this set than it is for any of the Pyrex. All right, so this stack here has one 6.1 ounce, one 12.5 or 12.5 ounce, one 21.6, one 35.5, and one 54.4 ounce on this one. Now this stack here, which it seems to be all square, these are all rectangular, so these are all square. 5.1, 10.8, 17.6, 27.1, and 37.2 ounce for $30. Yeah, $30. Snapware, that was a 20 piece, 14 piece, $32. The 24 piece is $65. The 10 piece, all one size is 13. 30 piece is 16. Yeah. 18 piece is 49. And that's 30. Regularly 45. So
That's a pretty good deal.
Cold War preppers in here. Oh, and wide. All right, Lee. Here. Oh, I'm gonna go off the rails here just for a second.
No, not you.
Yeah, just for a second. Remember when we were talking about the quilting Friday, or was that Saturday?
I think it was Saturday because I wasn't on.
Yeah, it was the quilting and knitting for warmth and stuff, and I showed some pictures that my wife was doing for a quilt. Well, she got it done.
Nice.
That's the Christmas tree quilt with the train on the bottom, presents. Now, what you can't see very well here is that I'm going to see if I can zoom in on some of these here.
That's snow.
The snowflakes.
There you go.
And snowflakes are everywhere behind the Christmas tree. I mean, so it's, yeah.
Cool.
Ooh, pretty.
Yeah. So, yeah, she just finished this, and she may or may not next year make it bigger. My wife she likes doing this stuff. You make this. See, this sits. What you can barely see down on the bottom here is this is above the dining room table there, hanging on the wall behind us. So this is a wall hanging. She's thinking about doing one that is 7 feet tall.
Hey, what's the point of making a quilt unless you're going to put it on your bed and keep warm?
Well, she does a lot of wall hanging quilts. She has she has a manger scene one she did, some other ones, but she may do the 7 foot tall one to put on our king size bed here. Well, she'll use it there as a wall hanging until she retires and moves up here. Then it goes on our bed.
Quilts have also been used in the place of curtains to help insulate windows in the winter in certain places.
Tapestries.
Yeah.
Hang on the walls to insulate.
Yep.
And Kaylin said it. Tapestry.
Yeah.
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 Hey, 2xV, how's it going? Yeah, there's, if you think about it, look around, there's probably a lot of things you can do to freeze and reheat stuff in. Now, Mark probably knows of a bunch, but he hasn't mentioned them, so I'm going to mention them. In restaurants and stuff, they have those metal stainless steel trays.
Yeah. Hotel
that
pans.
Are, for condiments, for carrots.
Yeah. Hotel pans, they go by size. You got 16th, 10th, 8th. I mean, it's a matter of how many can fit in a standard hotel size pan hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's also the round ones too, with you'll see at places where they got a salad bar out there and they put the salad dressing in it and it stick it down in the ice.
Yep.
Well, those work great too because they're tapered.
Yeah, we got plastic lids for them.
Yeah, and so you can just use those, and if you can't find plastic lids for them, either saran wrap or those silicone stretchy, like shower cap ones just put over the top.
Yeah, saran wrap is cheaper.
Yeah. The other ones you can reuse and reuse and reuse and reuse, as long as you don't wash them too hot and don't run them through the dry cycle in the dishwasher. But yeah, there is a bunch of cool ones here. I'm going to look one thing else up real quick for you guys.
Oh, I used to freeze whole cakes in sheet pans, whole sheet pans. I had to do a big holiday special, and I had to start making those cakes like a week ahead of time. I'm doing nothing but making full-size sheet cakes for weeks and just stacking them in the freezer. And then we pull them out the day before, let them thaw out on the counter, and we can make whatever we were making out of all those cakes. Table-size cakes.
All right, so I put in Rubbermaid this time. And we got the Rubbermaid, they called Rubbermaid Brilliance glass storage sets. But you got different ones here. Now this one here, which is, let's see what that one's all about here, has the glass dividers in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's
and
my wife.
This is beige, but it doesn't say, I'm looking at it, does it say BPA free on it? I don't see BPA. Yeah. These plastic lids are without BPA. So, but something like this is strictly leftovers or lunch for the next day type things, where you're not putting it in the oven or in a microwave.
No, you can put, well, not with the lid on it.
Yeah. Well,
those
I mean,
those are glass, right? Are those glass?
Those are glass.
Yeah.
However, some of the cheaper ones are made out of cheaper, thinner glass.
Right.
And some people have complained that they have fractured in the microwave.
Now, depends on what part of China you got it from.
Yeah. Or whether it's North Korea or South Korea.
Yeah.
So,
couldn't get those fans, so we just made it thinner.
Yeah. But some of these I was looking at have snaps only on the long side. They don't have 4 snaps on them. So there's different ones like this one here, this Rubbermaid one here has 2 snaps on the side. So this one here makes me go, ouch. Rubbermaid 44-piece, $109. Ugh! Elizabeth, I'm coming, Elizabeth. I'm coming. But yeah, there are, here they got the regular Pyrex, the Pyrex ones, the red ones. They got the blue ones. They got these Rubbermaid ones. They got the COTT ones here, which is the ones I just ordered today. Oh, you see, purchased. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But then you can go to the Rubbermaid store, look at everything Rubbermaid has. You can go to the COTT store, look at them. You can go to the Pyrex store here on Amazon, look at them. And don't just look at something, oh, cool, because before I bought this one, I went to their website and looked at their website. And they made a big deal on their website, lead-free and using the high borosilicate glass, which means it's a lot stronger.
It's more oven-proof, stove-proof, drop it on the
change
floor
proof.
Yep.
It's tempered so that it can go from freezer to oven as better.
Yeah. And come out of the oven and go on the counter and not explode on the counter.
Yeah.
Now, since we're getting these, I got all these plastic ones from the store where I get those red topped containers about this big that used to have the little label on it that said Hillshire Farms honey ham or chicken or turkey or whatever. I'm starting to use those out in my shop to put screws and nuts in. Because the lid snaps on it and falls off the workbench. They don't pop open and send crap everywhere.
There you go.
I was impressed the other day. After 25 years, I needed a specific bolt, and I realized I had one in a coffee can from 1983, and I opened it, and there it was. I remembered it.
See, you have just won the award. Have you not seen that TikTok where the guy's like, I need a board and it has to be this big by this big, and the dad goes, oh, and he runs out there and he has this little scraps that he's saved for 30 years in the
little pieces of wood and stuff. It's like, I got that. Hold on, I'll be right back. 45 minutes later, you finally dig it out. It's like, I knew it. I'd need this someday.
And we always had the Maxwell House coffee cans in the basement with all the screws and nuts and bolts. And
my dad
Senka with the orange tops.
My dad was getting people to save their glass Gerber baby food jars, and he would just put a screw through the lid underneath the cabinet and just screw the little small jars and stuff. Unfortunately, the one place we were at that he got it all set up at, we were about 200, 300 yards from the Santa Fe Railroad tracks in Los Angeles.
That'll make jars hit the ground.
No, on the cabinet where he had some a metal punch he was working at, so they shattered instantly.
Yeah. Hey, make me big screen for a second. I'll show you some coffee cans from my uncle.
Hang on.
Martinson coffee and rich French roast, chock full of nuts.
Full of nuts. Yep.
These are old. And they got my uncle. Let me shut that back off. My uncle, a hardware store locally, was going out of business, and like everything was like 80% off. He bought at least 2 boxes of every single nail they had, all different sizes. And he went home, and they all went in coffee cans. And on the side of each can still is a single nail with a piece of tape holding on there. So he knew what nail was in there. And he had these. He gave them all to me. He retired. He was done. He moved. He's like, you want them? He's like, I'm going to throw these out. I was like, the hell you are. I can still see. I think I got 14 cans I can see. The rest of them are buried right now. But I got, you name it, I got the nail for it. I got aluminum nails, zinc nails, you name it, it's there.
Those cans have another great purpose.
Yeah, they're collectible.
No, besides that, actually, those had a lot of ridges in it. You get the smoother ones like the Fleshman's yeast can, which was smooth all the way up. That works even better. You make some bread dough. You roll it out like you're going to do a Bigfoot pizza from Pizza Hut. The rectangular shape. You whip up your buttercream frosting. You smear it in the inside, cinnamon buttercream frosting, of course.
Yep. Smear
it on the inside. Roll it up, pinching the outside edges as you roll it up. You stuff it vertically in the can and you punch it down. And you let it raise up. You punch it down again, and then you toss it in the oven, and it comes up and it mushrooms out the top, and the top splits. You got to make sure you have some foil underneath it, and all that cinnamon starts running down the side like a volcano.
And you get that extra sweetness from the lead in the seams.
No, because this was a food container.
Back in the 50s, even a food container had lead in the seams.
Well, this was back in the 70s when we were buying the big things of the Fleshman's yeast. What was amazing is as soon as you pull it out, you get it out, you set it on the rack to dry, you go wash the can, you turn around, and it's gone.
Yep.
And everybody's there. Just
you can actually
buy
the
cinnamon bread ever.
I have a couple in one of my catering boxes somewhere. They're 1.5 Bain Maries. They're about the size of a coffee can, and they're about 8 inches tall for salad bars and soup bars and stuff. And yeah, they're great. They're stainless steel, and they're smooth. And I never thought about that. I could do that. Yeah, I could smear my stuff in there and cram my food down there and throw it in the oven, and it would just be me. It would still be. I'd turn around, it would still be gone because I ate it.
Yeah, you gave me an idea. I need to go check out over at the chef's store to see if I can find one of the 4-inch round or 5-inch round
Stainless,
stainless steel things to do, because I don't know what happened to the last 2 Fleshman's Yeast cans that my mom gave me. I think my sister saw them and absconded with them
probably
from out of my shop. But I need to get one of those to do stuff. And that, I probably should get some of those anyways.
They probably don't carry them because they're not. That's not a popular. You'd have to go on like Webstore.
You'd be surprised what they have in the chef store here.
Yeah,
you'd be surprised. I mean, from the chef store, that one right there, the bigger one, I got from the chef store. I almost got the 10-gallon one from the chef store. Yeah. When my wife starts making big batches of the taco soup, we're canning it.
That's what I got. I got my one really big pot, and I forget who makes it, but it's thick stainless. It's not like it's stainless. I'm not into the anodized aluminum stuff because it stains, and I don't like the aluminum. But I got 3 big stainless pots. One of them I use all the time when I'm making a lot of sauce, and the other 2 I use when I'm doing broths and things.
Yeah. So when it comes to reheating leftovers or just making a huge amount of stuff and freezing some of it, these Pyrex Rubbermaid glass, or the I don't know how to pronounce it, COCCOT, American made.
Cocotte or something, yeah.
Yeah. Just are perfect for that. And whatever thing is, the one that has the most, let's see if I can find it here. Not the Rubbermaid. That's that one. Shoot. Let me go back here on this one. I'm going to go to the come on, go back, Snapware. I'm going to go to the Pyrex store on it. So we look at the brand Snapware. Yeah, so basically, Pyrex is calling it Snapware, even though all of these say Pyrex on them, on the thing. But there we go. So it says Snapware on it, but on the glass it all says Pyrex. And these little small ones here, this size here, this is the size that the bologna's in. So this is a smaller one. And I got gravy and some of the beef juice when we were frying up some steaks and stuff with all the butter, garlic on it and everything. We're saving that for just to dump on the next steak. But
au jus.
Yeah, au jus, yeah. And so there's all sorts of different sizes and stuff of these things. And so the small ones and stuff, you can do amazing. And they got some taller ones here as well. There in the back, you see the taller ones as well as the short ones. So you can do a lot of fun stuff with it here. For it.
Hey, you're on Amazon. Go to the search bar, punch in 1.5 quart. I'll let you start typing there. Bain, BAIN, space Marie, insert.
MARIE.
MARIE, insert.
Insert. insert. There it is. Drop down. Boom.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You get 1.25, 1.5. Some have a lip on the edge. Some are
A
straight
quart
up
and a
down.
half for $3.29. Stainless steel. Yeah.
Yeah. And now you can make your things, and you can wash it out. It'll last forever, and you can make your grandkids those honey buns and get like 4 of them, because that way when you turn around, there's at least one left.
All right. So, yeah. And they have
Volrath is what I have. Volrath is expensive, but Volrath is a thick stainless.
Yeah.
Those are all my pots are Volrath.
Yeah. The with these
Winco
lids here, if you're talented, you can get the food grade it's food grade and aquarium silicone rubber. Put a bead around it, smear a little oil on the pot size, push it down, and once it's hardened, it'll release from the pot, and you got a silicone bead on there, so you can put it on there and just put a little bungee type thing to keep the lid on it, keep it airtight in the freezer.
Yeah, I wouldn't use that for long-term storage freezer. Those are more.
You know, if you have it in the freezer for a month or so, because for a month or so till you're doing something again.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, there's some really cool ones here. I might try this thing here for the actually probably this one here for the for that volcano bread. Because it gives it a little place for it to expand out to before it starts dripping off the side.
That's a 4-quart. That you're not.
Yeah, they make them smaller, but yeah, they make them smaller, but with a step on it. But that's yeah. Wait, Winco?
Yeah, Winco. Stay away from Winco. They're super thin, super cheesy. They dent and bend really easy. That's why they're really cheap.
Yeah. So yeah, here's
or some other. Yeah, the Winco one. See how it's bulbous at the top there? Your stuff won't come out.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway.
Yeah. So whatever you
Yep.
Yep. So yeah, so think about what you can use to eliminate all that plastic wear around the house. Well, and my wife has started buying the Pyrex to begin with, the boys there, and she told them, this is what you use, or you use the Corel. This is what you use in the microwave, not the plastic.
Yeah, no. I love the takeout containers from like Chinese restaurants, and that they're black plastic with the clear lid. It says microwave safe on it. Yeah, sure. Whatever.
I bet those are made from recycled e-waste too.
Probably. You know what? That's something to actually look into, because I'm sure I could bring that up with a couple of my chain restaurants and be like, yeah, y'all may want to stop using this stuff. They'll be like, oh, crap. That's why they're cheap, because it's e-waste. I wonder if that's if it's all any black plastic. I wonder if that's the case. That would be sad.
Mostly if it's a mold injected stuff, probably is.
Huh. I wonder, there's got to be a way to find out, to get the company name off one of the boxes they get.
Well, part of what was exposed was...
They won't call it e-waste. They'll call it recycled materials.
Yeah. But what they found is that all that e-waste we were sending over to China...
Yeah.
And they were sending back the black utensils, cookware utensils. Someone found out that's I don't know how they did. They found out what was going on that, and there's
they probably broke it down and ran it through a mass spec machine to see what's in it, and came up with all the crap.
Yeah, and when they found out about the fire
fire retardant,
whatever stuff, this material in it, it's like, and it's still in it. It's like, no. Kaylin says to look into Cisco's containers.
Which container? The ones from Cisco?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. I could find that out pretty easy because I deal with a lot with Cisco and US Foods, and
Yeah.
all my customers have them. I just got to look at the box and get the number and start digging. I know people at Cisco and US Foods. I can call them up and be like, hey, where do you get these from? Who makes them? Where they manufacture? And you may want to look into this. And, of course, they don't want to lose money because they're cheap. But if the world finds out that all these containers they're buying their to-go food in has e-waste in it, that'll go ugly really fast. You're better off just going back to the aluminum pans with the clear plastic lids on them.
Yeah. Or the metal.
Well, you're not going to give to-go stuff out in a stainless steel pot.
Oh, you're talking about those we're giving away. Yeah, you're talking about the aluminum foil pans.
Yeah, from the pizza place that you get your stuff in. Yeah, you get your salads and your pastas.
And it has the cardboard lid that pinches down over it. Yeah.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah.
With
I remember those.
The cardboard lid with the
aluminum foil on the inside and white cardboard on the outside on top.
Yep.
And
oh, yeah. By the time you get home, that tomato sauce is splashed everywhere anyway and making a mess. But you know what? Who cares? We pull it out, put it in a bowl, and heat it back up. We're good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, so. Oh, yeah. What?
Thanks, Kaylin. Now I'm going to be digging around the internet all night on all the the black plastic food containers and digging into where they come from, and then that'll be another. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Oops.
You're muted, Tammy.
Tammy, you're muted.
Tammy.
I said thanks, since that's the one I just ate out of.
Yeah. Now, one of the things I did inherit from my dad after he became a machinist and was working over at Signals Corporation, he'd bought a bunch of 12-inch deep, I would say probably a good 30-inch wide metal racking with 3 rows of drawers, and the drawers were about that big square. And it's loaded up with all sorts of bolts, small pipe fittings, 1/8-inch, quarter, 3/8, half-inch pipe fittings in there. All these Allen head cap screws, and I got tons of it. I got 3 of them sitting in California that my next trip I need to load in the back of the truck and bring up here. Now that I got some of the work cabinet benches up here.
Actually, I'm looking at 4 of those drawer systems in my shop here because when we get rid of our work vans, I called Fleet. I was like, so what do they do with these vans with all the rack and bin system? They're like, oh, we gut them and sell them as empty vans. I'm like, so if I took out some of the metal rack and bin stuff, they're like, take the whole thing. It saves us money. I was like, okay. So I got my whole shop is nothing but rack and bin shelf units stacked up, bolted to the walls, and drawers and things and cabinets everywhere. And it's all steel, gray, good stuff.
Cool. Yeah, Sumi's here. Good evening, Sumi. So I'm going to go back to it again here. I really like this one here.
It's because it's cheap.
Right there. Oh, I didn't see it. It has it also at the very top. First one on the high borosilicate glass.
Cool. That means all the crackheads and crack cookers are going to be buying this stuff so they can cook their stuff in it. That's where all the good Pyrex went.
Yeah. But so I mean, 33% off. I mean, limited time deals like okay, yeah, bye. I'm tempted to get a second set. I may get a second set and send it to my wife.
Give it to your daughter
Right.
across the street.
Not until the youngest boy is 8 years old or
Why,
10 years old.
They'll break them?
Yeah, the second oldest one will pick something up, turn around, and he'll bang it against the countertop over there. It's like, Aiden, look where you're going. Lift it up. Yeah, unfortunately, those boys need to be raised the way I was raised. You do something stupid, you get a spoon to the back of the head. Not a bunch, just once. Whack! Pay attention. In the kitchen, we were like meerkats in the kitchen around my grandmother. Flinch. Yeah. And like I said, if you're on the cheap, you get the recycle the glass jars, do that. All right. So, hang on here. All right. So tomorrow night, we're going to talk about the infamous notebook and why they are a threat.
You're a
to
terrorist.
everybody's peace
You're a
and
terrorist.
mind.
Terrorists use notebooks.
Yeah, all I can say is go to an art university.
Yeah.
Those people saying notebooks are a threat are going to be freaking out. Okay, so that's tomorrow night on Gray Man Prepping. Thursday night on Gray Man Prepping, I don't know for the midnight ride if I will be able to get the staff sergeant up. It's her birthday.
Well, you take care of her.
Yeah. Friday back here is going to be a controversial subject. Hand out, hand up, or empty hand. You can figure out what that's going to be about. Saturday is my brother's birthday, and so it's one of the days I'm kind of a grump. So I'm going to be I'm going to be going off on a tirade against the group of people that murdered my brother by not having driver's license, driving 110 miles an hour on the freeway and rear-ended him, and then fled back to Mexico. Next Monday is canning gifts. There, so we're going to getting back to canning a little bit. We're going to be talking about canning gifts and all the different things you can do as far as canning gifts, including giving away canning supplies. You have someone that's thinking about getting into them. Here you go. Happy birthday. Here's your little thing to lift it out with, your stainless steel funnel, your
yeah.
Here's your pressure canner
loaded up with the tools. Yeah.
Yep. And here's a book on how to pressure can, and here's a book on how to water bath can. And here's the recipes from Rebels Canners.
And here's my phone number. Call me if you want to learn in person. Yep. Bring your toys.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. Sorry, I got to look at one more thing real quick here. Bring it up here since I said it.
Well, you better hurry up. Tammy's falling asleep there. And you're still muted, Tammy.
I had to take some medicine today I don't usually take, so I can't help it. I'm sorry.
We all saw you yawn there.
I've been yawning. I actually have a concussion, and I had to.
Ooh.
I fell on Friday, and I have a concussion, and I had to go back into the ER today and get a CT, and they gave me a bunch of medicine to take.
Alrighty.
Here's the other one, so I can open it up in a new one. And they didn't put them all together when I told them to put it together. So let me try this too. Good at. All right. And here's the other one. So I found they're all not coming up on your page. Two of them are coming up on your page. Let me bring it up here now. So you got relish life one jar at a time. You also have Rebel Canner's recipe files. The one that I'm not bringing up on your page is this one.
That's because that one goes through the publisher.
Okay.
The other 3, and there's still one missing. The other 3 are self-published.
Yeah. So, oh, and if you get the Kindle edition, people, first thing you do, you go to the last 2 pages and read the last 2 pages. That way, Amazon will pay her, because if you don't look at the last 2 pages, they won't pay her for what you paid Amazon for it.
Didn't know that.
Yes. They've been ripping off self-publishers on Amazon for like 15 years.
Oh, because you only read all the pages you want and never go to the back?
Yeah, you start at the front, you read, and as soon as you get to the end, you don't read the last couple of pages things on it, and you don't hit that last page. And sometimes Amazon will stick it in as a blank page. If you don't go to that blank page, guess what?
Doesn't count.
Doesn't count as that book being read.
You didn't read all the pages.
Yeah, and they
Wow.
won't pay you until you read all the pages. So I had
That's
to go back to all the books that I'd gotten off of Amazon. I went back and opened all of them up and went to the last page. So I flipped Amazon off.
In the nicest possible way.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. It's like pay them what you owe them. Yeah. All right, folks. We're going to wrap it up here now. Hopefully you got some ideas. I hope you like that that set that I got. And for those that don't know, that high borosilicate is the stuff that Pyrex used to be manufactured from, and Atlas, Kerr, and Ball used to do back in the 60s and so forth for some of their jars, especially their freezer jars. All right, everyone. Take care, and hopefully see you tomorrow night on Gray Man Prepping.
Good night. And there are some things that plastic is good for.
Yeah. All right. See you guys later.